Hello, I'm Mike. This is Will. We are the Tabletop Donkeys.
Hello.
And we bring you issue 65 of Warhammer 40,000 Conquest today. And in this issue, we got 2 Space Marine captains, one in cataphractic Terminator armour, and one just with a power wall. Before we get into the issue, as always, if you want to skip straight to the battle reports in this episode, there'll be time codes in the description. This will actually be a 2-part episode as well, because we'll be doing 4 battles across 2 videos. Otherwise, this video will be really long. Heading into the issue, first up, we have some information on Space Marine Terminators. A bit of artwork here, I think, from the Space Hulk video game. And there's some info here going on to what Terminators actually are, the sort of elite troopers of the chapter. And we have some background on Khorne. So we've had Nurgle and Tzeentch so far. Time to learn about another Chaos God, Khorne, the Blood God. So here you can see some artwork of Khorne followers. So Chaos Marines, looks like a possessed Chaos Marine and some demons. And a little bit here on Khorne Berserkers. And then we have a showcase of some of the Khorne demons here. And here we have some backstory on more on the Tyrannic Wars. So we just recently learned about the Tyranids. It's about their invasion of Ultramar, the Ultramarines' homeworlds, and some artwork of them attacking Baal, the Blood Angels' homeworld, and some backstory on the 3 main Tyranid hive fleets. And our build guide for the Space Marine heroes, they're all pretty easy to put together. So you end up with the Terminator with a combi melter and a chain fist, and a man in a regular power armour with a power maul and plasma pistol. And then the painting guide is pretty much the usual Space Marine Ultramarine fare. And probably the only different bits are going to be the sort of granite effect they have on the power maul, and this sort of white tabardy bits, sort of like Roman.
Terrouge.
Right.
With a silent P. Terrouge.
Terrouge. Obviously I painted mine as the Silver Templars, so I went with yellow terrouge, as that's the word. And yeah, as you can see, it's quite a nice granite effect on the power maul. But other than that, quite a lot of gold trim on the Terminator captain, that sort of thing, and painting the plasma pistol. And here you can see some completed examples. But that's it for the issue. We'll head into our mission for this issue now.
So here we are on to our missions for this issue, and before that though, we need to learn about army lists. So they're finally telling us how to make our own armies from the stuff we've got. As it says up here, you agree a power rating for the game with your opponent, and then you make some units and add up the power rating. That's how much you want. So if you're playing a game with 25 power as your game size, if you like, then you can take up to 25 powers worth of units. So you see here, well, over the page, this will become a bit more obvious, but essentially it says army roster there, and then there's army name, army faction, and then the warlord, and total power cost. And then down here, it's basically a list of units. Well, in this case, a Primaris captain and 10 intercessors, and you'll notice here it says power level, which corresponds to the power rating on the unit cards. We'll see a couple of those in a minute when we look at the new units for this issue. And then here's a page, this is an army roster page, there's the thing at the top there that I showed you before, and then entries here's for units, and they actually give you permission to photocopy this page for personal use. So yes, to make a very simple army, you can just photocopy that page and write things down on it, or just use a piece of paper as well, that's also allowed. And then on to our actual mission, or missions as it turns out. So the story here is that the captain of the Silver Templars in our case has decided that Imperial morale on Korvon II is in desperate need of a boost, and is launching some strikes, each led by a hero of the chapter, which ties into the models we got with the magazine, we're going to look at in a second. And it's actually 4 games here, and there's another one of our little maps where we can mark the victories on. And as we said in the introduction, we're going to do 2 games in this video and 2 in the second part 2 video, because otherwise this one would be really long. And here is the mission, Coordinated Strike. Battlefield is pretty bare, as you can see, because it says you just choose 2 of the mats to use, and then set up the terrain following the tutorial for setting up the terrain. So we seem to be past the days of using the terrain as printed on the mats, and we actually get to set them up as well. And then for each game, both players select an army with a maximum power rating of 25. So we're going to see 4 different armies for each side, basically. The Space Marine forces must include a captain for each one, and you can only use... We've got 4 captains now, and you can only use each one once. And the Death Guard can only use Typhus in 1 mission.
Yeah, and the armies, we're going to just try and go for a wide variety of armies.
Yeah, so you could, I suppose you could technically go for the most powerful units available every single time if you wanted to, but for interest we'd do different stuff. And then deployment is fairly straightforward. You can roll off, choose a deployment zone, and you roll off to see who goes first once we've done that. The deployment zones are 6 inches on the short edges, I didn't say that before. And victory conditions, we've got first blood, first player to eliminate a unit. Victory points for each enemy unit eliminated, 1 for Slay the Warlord, and 1 for having a unit in the enemy deployment zone, or line breaker as it's often known, at the end of the game. And it's 6 battle rounds each of these games rather than the 5 we've had often before. So that'll be the format for each of our 4 games. But we've also got the new profiles for our models that we got. So this chap here is the captain, the normal captain, and he isn't a Primaris Space Marine, so we've only got 5 wounds rather than 6. And he's armed with a bolt pistol, a plasma pistol, and a power maul. You can see the profiles for those here. Power maul is the only one we haven't seen before. It's +2 strength, -1 AP, and 1 damage. Then he has the usual things, and even though he's not a Primaris captain, he still has the thing that lets you reroll 1s to hit, and he has 4+ invulnerable save. Then our captain in Cataphractii Terminator armour. The rules for the Terminator armour are essentially the same as for the Death Guard Terminators, because they're the same kind of armour, technically speaking, although he does have a 3+ invulnerable save, because his Iron Halo combines with normal invulnerable saves. He's going to be really hard to get rid of, and he can teleport as well. And for his weapons, he has some things we haven't seen before as well. He has a combi melter, which can either be fired as a bolt gun or a melter gun, or both, but with -1 to hit if you're shooting both profiles. So that's something new. And a chain fist, which is a bit like a power fist, but it has -4 AP and 2 damage flat rather than D3. And yeah, you see on the data sheets up in the top left corner is the power rating. So this captain costs 5 power, and then this one down here costs 8 power. So that's what that means. We now know that, basically. Oh, and actually, just to point out as well, that both of these captains are listed to have as leadership 9 on the data sheet. It should actually be 10, because the Ultramarines Codex Discipline rule gives them an extra +1 leadership. And on all the other data sheets they've given us over the course of the magazine, they've actually taken that into account. But in this case, they seem to have missed it off. And it'll be those 2 characters leading the 2 Space Marine armies you'll see in this video, so we will get straight into the army for the first one now. So here we have our first 25 power Space Marine army to take on some Death Guard, and what we've got the one of the new captains. This is the one with the power maul and plasma pistol. So he's worth 5 power, so keeping a running total. The Librarian, who's worth 7, so that's up to 12. 5 Intercessors, they are 5 power, so that'll be 17 in total. And then the bike squad with the attack bike with a heavy bolter. You'll see why it has a heavy bolter once you see the Death Guard army, but they are 8 power for all of them, 5 for the 3 bikes and another 3 to add the attack bike, so that makes 25 in total.
Yeah, so the captain will be my warlord, because that fits the overall narrative. It would be a bit weird if he wasn't. And I'm going to give him the Iron Resolve trait, so it gives him an extra wound and 6+ disgustingly resilient, essentially.
Yep.
So for my psychic powers, I'm going to take Might of Heroes and Psychic Scourge.
And here we have our first 25 powers worth of Death Guard, and there's definitely a theme here because we've got Typhus leading it. Now he's 9 power by himself. 30 Poxwalkers in total, arranged into 1 unit of 20 and 1 unit of 10. So it's basically 3 power for 10, so that makes another 9 power, so that's 18. Then we've got the Noxious Blightbringer, he comes in at 4, and 10 Cultists for 3, so that makes 25 in total. And Typhus obviously will be my warlord. He'll have the warlord trait he's supposed to have as usual, which is Living Plague. And his psychic powers will be Miasma and Pestilence and Gift of Contagion, because that's what I need to keep my Poxwalkers alive. Here's the battlefield that we will have for our first game. So we've taken 2 of the maps, namely the Spaceport map and the Mechanicus map. We've taken all the terrain from both of them and just arranged them in a sort of pleasing fashion, really. So there's containers over there, Alchemite stack down here, and then Neutron Reactor in the middle of this board. And there's regulators and other bits and pieces lying around. And our deployment zones are 6 inches either side, so we actually need to roll off to see who picks the deployment zone. I rolled a 6.
I didn't.
So I've picked this end of the board on the Mechanicus side, and I've deployed my huge unit of 20 Poxwalkers right across the middle of the road like that. And now it'll be Space Marine turn to deploy something.
So my first deployment will be the Intercessors, just there next to the ammo crate.
My second deployment is my small unit of 10 Poxwalkers, they're over here next to the other ones.
My second deployment will be my Maul Captain, just behind the Intercessors.
And then I've placed Typhus himself behind the Poxwalkers, so they benefit from his aura.
Then I'm going to put my Librarian just behind the Intercessors as well, next to the Captain.
And I've put my Cultists down, and they're over here behind these containers.
And then I'll put my Bike Squad further down the board, away from the rest of my units.
And then my final deployment is my Noxious Blightbringer, and he's going here, he's within 7 inches of everybody. So now with everything deployed, we roll off to see who gets to go first. I've rolled a 4.
A 4 as well.
Try again. 4.
1.
So I get to pick who goes first. I will go first. It doesn't mention in the mission about anything about command points, but we're going to go with 3 each as we've been accustomed to. Mainly because it's more interesting, but also because it seems like an oversight, because there's no real reason why there shouldn't be command points. Anyway, with that, we will be into Death Guard, turn 1. Well, everything's going to advance because don't really have any guns. No, nothing worth a note anyway. So I'll just roll them all at once, starting with the Cultists and moving down the line. Thanks to the Blightbringer, we get to roll 2 dice and pick the highest. So Cultists get to go 6. Then the Poxwalkers now down get to go 3. The Blightbringer himself will go 6. Typhus rolls 2 dice, but then he can only move half, so yeah, well, that's the maximum of 3 for him, so because of his Terminator armour. And finally, the small unit of Poxwalkers get to go an extra 4. And here you can see everybody's moved up, so the 10 Poxwalkers have sort of ended up in a bit of a rabble here. Typhus in the middle, the big 20-unit Poxwalkers is Blightbringer behind them, and the cultists have run all the way over there and hidden behind this box. And then I'll be into my psychic phase. Typhus will start off trying to cast Miasma of Pestilence on the big unit of Poxwalkers. So we're going up on a 6. Yeah, that's a 6. Yeah, Librarian's not in range to deny. And then he'll try and cast Putrescent Vitality on the small unit of 10, so that will also be on 6. Getting it with a 10. So both those powers go off, but that'll be it for my turn, because there's no shooting and obviously no charging, so we'll be on to Space Marines turn 1.
So in my movement, the intercessors have just moved up. They're 6 inches with the captain following behind. He's moved just so he can get the bikes into his aura as well. So the heavy bolter, the attack bike hasn't moved. The other bike's just going to move up to get in range of the Poxwalker squad. Mm-hmm. And then the Librarian is going to advance. Goes an extra 3. I think that's enough to do what I want to do. So the Librarian ends his movement there, and it'll be on to the psychic phase. So first we'll try to manifest Smite. So we need a 5. We get it with a 10. So it will hit the smaller group of Poxwalkers.
Yeah, they're out in front, so it's these ones.
For a D3 mortal wounds, 1.
Which I ignore on a 5+. Nope. So we'll lose him, I suppose.
And then I'll try to manifest Psychic Scourge on the same squad of Poxwalkers.
The small ones, okay.
Yeah, try and whittle it down. So, needs a warp charge value of 6. Gets it with a 6.
Okay, so I'll try and deny with Typhus. Gets it to 12. Yes, that doesn't go off. So on to the shooting phase.
Yeah, so the intercessors are going to shoot at the smaller squad, the one with Putrescent Vitality.
Okay.
So we've got 5 shots, hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s. That's 4 hits. Wounding on 4s because of 5s.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
Typhus and thing.
Well, 2 wounds.
Disgusting using it. Yeah, you killed another one. So this one here. Whoops.
And finally, the bikes are going to shoot at the larger squad of Poxwalkers.
Yep.
So we've got 3 sets of twin bolt guns from the front bikes. So we've got 6 shots, hitting on 4s, re-rolling 1s. Re-rolling the 2 1s. 2 hits in total. Wounding on 4s. Nothing. And the heavy bolter also hitting on 4s, 3 shots, re-rolling 1s. 3 hits. Wounding on 3s. 1.
Disgusting using. Nope, so 1 dies. So one of the big squad will take this one here from next to Typhus.
That'll be my turn.
So that means we'll be on to Death Guard, turn 2. So we're just going to advance everyone again. Everybody's within range of the Blightbringer. So we'll just do the same thing again. So we're starting with the cultists up at the top. 2 dice picking the highest. They get to go 6 again. Big squad of Poxwalkers. Only 2. The Blightbringer himself. 5. Typhus picking halving, so he only gets to go 2 total. And the small squad of Poxwalkers an extra 3. So we've moved up, we've got the small squad of cultists coming around here, big squad of cultists there, the Blightbringer, Typhus, and the cultists to get in front. And on the big squad of Poxwalkers I've played the Deadwalk again and Cloud of Flies, so it's cost me 2 command points, but they can't be shot if they're not closest, and they might get models back if cultists get killed. So with that, it'll be the psychic phase. We'll start by trying to put Putrescent Vitality on the small squad of Poxwalkers. Needing a 6. Ooh, 12 for a Perils. I'll take the Perils, so it'll go off and you can't deny it. So I just take D3 mortal wounds, just 1, ignoring on a 5. Yes. And then we'll try and cast Miasma of Pestilence on the cultists instead this time. So that needs a 6, getting it with an 8. So you might as well try and deny it. So just out 12.
So I need to roll a 9.
Yep. Oh, you do. It's 10.
You get 10.
It doesn't go off. So no Miasma for the cultists, and well, at the end of my turn again, because they advanced and they're people with guns. So beyond to Space Marines, turn 2.
So my movement phase, the Librarian's just going to hop back behind the intercessors.
Yep, safety.
And these 2 bikes are going to move up, so they're within 12 of the cultists. So this one has to stay behind to maintain coherency with the attack bike. And then it'll be on to the psychic phase. The Librarian will try to manifest Smite, so it will hit the small group of Poxwalkers again.
Yeah, here we're in front.
No debates. Needs a 5. Gets it with a 6.
Now I'll let that go through because Psychic Scourge is still scarier.
Yeah. So D3 mortal wounds, 2.
Ignoring all 5s. 1 dies. Put this one off the end.
And then he will try to manifest Psychic Scourge on the same unit of Poxwalkers. So he needs a 6. Gets it with a 9.
I will try and stop that because I might as well. So I need a 10. Nope, goes off.
So what happens now with Psychic Scourge is I roll a d6 and add my leadership, which is 10, and then William rolls a d6 and adds the Poxwalker's leadership, which is 4, and depending on the result, they take a different amount of mortal wounds.
I rolled a 1, so I get a total of 5.
I get a total of 13.
Yeah.
So I won the roll off, so I cause d3 mortal wounds.
Oh, yes.
I roll 1.
And I didn't nick it, so another Poxwalker dies. Take this guy here this time.
Mm-hmm. That's it for the psychic phase, so on to the shooting phase. So I'll start with the bikes. I am going to shoot the cultists. If I kill any, the Poxwalkers will come back, will be added to that big squad. But if I get the cultists to run away at the end of the turn, I'll get first blood, and that'll be worth an extra victory point, so I'll get 2.
Yeah, because it's 1 for destroying the unit, so probably worth it.
So we've got 12 shots from twin bolt guns, so 4 from the 2 in front, and then 2 each from the attack bike and the other bike. Hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s, and then rerolling the 2 1s. 8 hits, wounding on 3s, 7 wounds.
6 plus armor. Made 2, so 5 die so far. So that's 5 dead cultists so far, but they've come back as Poxwalkers over here, so we've actually got another 5 on the back of the big unit, thanks to the dead walk again.
We've got the heavy bolter from the attack bike, 3 shots hitting on 3s, rolling 1s, 2 hits, wounding on 3s, 1 dead cultist.
Yes, because no armor save. So another cultist will go down. But onto the back of the Poxwalker unit will be another one. Now that does mean I now have 31 Poxwalkers on the board, and I only started with 30, but this stratagem can take them above their starting size, which it doesn't say that it can't, and we do have 2 spare models. And there is a prohibition on this kind of thing, but that only applies in match play, which this isn't, so...
And then the intercessors we're going to try and finish off these cultists, and there's only 1 Poxwalker available to come back for all the models we have. So we have 6 shots from bolt rifles, because only 1 is in rapid fire range. Hitting on 3s, rolling 1s. 4 hits, wounding on 3s, 3 dead cultists.
Right. There'll be 1 left, but we can't possibly pass his morale check. But we do add the final Poxwalker model to the unit. But that'll be it for your shooting, because these 2 characters only have pistols. Then in the morale phase, that cultist champion, he can't possibly pass his morale test because he's rolling a d6 and adding 9, and I don't have 2 command points to keep him. So he will die, which will give you first blood and victory point for destroying the unit. So that's 2 victory points to 0 to the Space Marines as we go into Death Guard turn 3. And in my movement phase, the remaining 6 Poxwalkers from the small unit have moved up normally, so they will be able to charge the Intercessors, hopefully. And the big unit and everybody else, the 2 characters, will advance. So we'll just roll into the big unit. 2 dice again. Still only managing 2. Lightbringer, he didn't really need to roll that high. And Typhus, well, that's a 3, so... And that's the result of all that, and all swarming around this box, a huge unit of Poxwalkers. And then the 2 characters coming in here. So on to the Psychic phase. We'll cast Putrescent Vitality on the big unit to start with. So 6, that's an 8.
I'll let you have that.
Okay, so that goes off, and then Miasma Pestilence on the small unit, I suppose, so this will be on a 6 as well. That's an 8.
I'll try and deny that.
Might as well.
I need an 8 as well, because we're doing 12.
Yep.
Oh, 7.
Just under. So that'll be it for the Psychic phase. In the shooting phase, both of these advanced. And in the charge phase, the small unit Poxwalkers will charge your Intercessors.
Okay, so we've got 10 shots hitting on 6s, rerolling 1s. 3.
Oh.
4 hits. Wow. Wounding on 4s, they aren't the tough unit. 2 wounds.
Resilient. Nope, 2 dead. Take the 2 that are further back. Maybe this charge isn't such a good idea. They need a 7 to get in. They didn't, and I won't spend my command point on that, I'll leave them where they are. So that will be it for Death Guard turn 3, on to Space Marines turn 3.
So over on this side, we're all going to fall back a bit. So we're still within 15 of the small Poxwalker squad for the Intercessors, and the Librarian is going to be closest to the big mob of Poxwalkers rather than the little one.
Yep.
And then the bikes are going to come round here. So in the Psychic phase, the Librarian will try to manifest Smite again.
Hit the big unit. Yeah.
Needs a 5. I'll re-roll that.
Okay.
I'll re-roll one of those dice for a 9.
Oh, 9. So I won't try and stop that, I think. I'll let that one go through.
D3 mortal wounds. 3.
Disgusting resilient. 555.
There we go. And then he'll try Psychic Scourge on the smaller unit. So he needs a 6. I'll re-roll that as well.
Yeah, which you can do because this isn't match play, so you can use the same stratagem twice.
Right,
it doesn't go off, but you don't know it yourself yet.
And it's on to the shooting phase. So I'll start with the Intercessors. We'll shoot at the small unit of Poxwalkers. So you've got 10 shots hitting on 4s, rerolling 1s.
Yeah, because they've got miasma on them.
Okay, so 6 hits, wounding on 4s. 3 wounds.
Disgustingly resilient, made 1, so 2 die. Well, I guess we'll take these 2 now.
And then over here with the bikes, we'll put all our guns into the big squad. So we have 16 shots from the twin bolt guns, hitting on 3s. 10 hits, wounding on 5s now, because whatever. 3 wounds.
Disgustingly resilient, made 1, 2 die.
And then the heavy bolter, 3 shots hitting on 4s because we moved. 1 hit, wounding on 4, wounded.
That's a 6. So 2 die from that. So I'll just take these 2 down here. But I guess that'll be it for your turn.
Yep.
So we'll be on to Death Guard, turn 4. Got a few choices to make here because I'm 2 points down and I'm likely to use these 2 Poxwalkers, so that'll be 3 points. So you need to kill things basically because you can just carry on running away, and the bikes might be able to go and get line break as well if I don't stop them. So I think what we're going to do, I think everyone's going to move normally probably because I need to make some charges. So the big unit of Foxwalkers have moved towards the bikes. There'll only be a 4-inch charge to get into them. And then down here, everyone here has moved normally as well, so the Foxwalkers have moved to the side slightly to let Typhus through. It'll be an 8-inch charge to get to there. But we do actually have something to do in the shooting phase. The Blightbringer will shoot his plasma pistol at the Intercessors, and he won't supercharge because he might kill himself. He hit, wounding on a 3, that's a wound.
6 plus armor save. No.
So the Intercessor takes a wound.
On man at the front.
So carried away, I forgot to do my psychic phase, so probably better do that first. So we're going to manifest Putrescent Vitality on the big unit of Foxwalkers. So we'll do that on a 6. That's a 7.
I'll try and deny that.
Okay.
So I need a 7 as well, not with a 3.
No. And then I think he'll just go for a Smite, which he just about did on 5. So D3 mortal wounds to the Intercessors. 1. So it will actually kill them.
Yeah, so he'll take a mortal wound and then he'll get killed by a plasma pistol.
Yeah, so the order works out fine. Then we'll be on to the charge phase, and the big unit will charge the bikes.
So we've got 16 shots from the twin bolt guns. 1 hit. Wounding on a 5, it didn't. The heavy bolter, 3 shots, nothing.
Then they need a 4-inch charge. Just. That is a 4. That is only just enough to get them near the bikes like that, so they finish up like that. And just at the back here, I'm going to leave somebody within 7 inches of Typhus for his aura, just in case. If Typhus makes his charge, then he'll be over here or miles away. But yes, Typhus will charge the Intercessors. He'll charge the Librarian as well, I suppose, because he might be able to heroically intervene.
Yep. 8 bolt rifle shots from the Intercessors, hitting on 6s, rolling 1s. 4 hits again. Wounding on 5s. And just 1.
He gets a 3 plus armor save, which he makes.
And the Librarian's bolt pistol misses.
So he needs an 8 on his charge. That's an 8. That is just enough. So that's just enough to get into there. We're going to stay here with the Poxwalkers, because if I charge them in, they're not going to do any damage, and they might just get killed, and then that's cost me a victory point. The Blightbringer might as well try and charge the Intercessors as well. It could be a long one, but no, 5, definitely not enough. So at the end of my charge phase, you could heroically intervene.
I'm not going to, because then you can attack the Librarian.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. So you can't interrupt, so I might as well just pick Typhus to fight first. I could pile in and attack the Librarian. There's some merit in doing that, but I think we're going to kill some Intercessors instead. So he's piled in like that, and then he has 4 attacks hitting on 2s. They all hit. Wounding on 3s, rerolling 1s. That's only 1, because that was a 2. So
1 wound. 6 plus armor save. I made it. Well, that was unexpected.
But did forget his aura from his Warlord trait that goes off at the start of the fight phase, so we better just do that quickly. Every unit within 3 inches on a 4 plus will take a mortal wound. So we'll do it on the Intercessors. They do take a mortal wound. Him. The Librarian. Nope. And the Captain. Yes.
And he's got a 6 plus.
Oh, he has for his Warlord trait?
No. So you're down to 5.
Yeah, because he has the extra wound from Warlord trait as well. Then we've got the Poxwalkers. They've piled in like this to try and trap some of these bikes in to stop them escaping, and then we'll have basically the ones on the screen can attack. Fights further back with the red trousers can't. So 18 attacks, hitting on 4s because there are more than 20 of them, sorry, more than 10 of them. Only 8 hits, and these are wounding on 5s because they're not in range of Typhus's aura anymore. 3 wounds.
3 plus armor saves. Failed 1, made 2, so a bike will take a wound. Well, that one, I guess.
And then they have consolidated like that, so these two bikes on this end are trapped in, they won't be able to escape in any way.
So the bikes get to fight now, or the attack bike will pile in. 6 attacks hitting on 3s, 4 hits. Wounding on 4s,
Yeah.
toughness 4. 2 wounds.
5 plus disgustingly resilient. No, you kill 2 Poxwalkers. Take ones off the back.
And then the intercessors.
So pile in like that.
And then we have 9 attacks.
Yep.
Hitting on 3s, you're rolling 1s. 8 hits. Wounding on 5s. 3 wounds.
2 plus armour. Made them all. But that will be it. There are no morale checks to make. Turn, so be on to Space Marines turn 4.
So, yeah, in our movement phase, the intercessors are going to fall back away from Typhus.
Yep.
The captain and the librarian are going to run round him. So it'll be on to the psychic phase. He'll try to manifest Might of Heroes on himself.
Yeah. What?
I'll take the mortal wounds.
Okay.
I'll take 2, so the librarian's down to 3. But he gets Might of Heroes on himself.
Yeah, and obviously I can't deny it.
I'll just try and do Smite.
No, did you?
Well, I got Smite with a 7.
Okay, Typhus will try and deny it because there's nothing else to deny. He did with an 8.
So we'll start the shooting phase down here. We've got 5 pistols because the attack bike has 2 crew and they both have pistols.
Yep.
So 5 shots hitting on 3s, 4 hits, wounding on 4s still. Nothing. Now that intercessor squad is going to shoot at the small unit of Poxwalkers. 8 shots hitting on 4s because we fell back, and re-rolling 1s because of the ammo boxes. And then re-rolling the 2 1s. So we've got 5 hits, wounding on 3s, 3 wounds.
Disgustingly resilient. Made 1, so they do go down. Here's a victory point for the Space Marines for destroying another unit. Up to 3.
Up to 3. The captain will throw a crack grenade at Typhus. So he's got 1 shot hitting on 2, re-rolling 1s. He hit. Wounding on a 3. He wounded.
3 plus armour. Yep.
So the librarian will throw a crack grenade at the...
Bellman.
Yeah, Bellman. The noxious Blightbringer. 1 shot hitting on 3, rolling 1s. He hit. Wounding on a 3. He wounded.
4 plus armour for him. Yes, just about.
And I'll start with the librarian. He'll charge the malignant, the noxious Blightbringer.
Okay.
Well, you're in Overwatch. I got an 8, so I
Oh yeah, you're in. Yeah, Overwatch. That's the thing. Yeah, he'll fire his plasma pistol. Won't supercharge. In this. Oh, sorry, he didn't hit.
Right, he's in.
See, he finishes over there.
Yep. And the captain will charge as well.
That should be enough.
7 is enough, I think. So it's charges first, so I'll do the captain. So he'll come round as far away from Typhus as possible. So captain has 4 attacks, hitting on 2s, rolling 1s. They all hit. Wounding on 3s because he's strength 6 with his power maul.
Yep.
Only 2 wounds.
These are minus 1 AP, so 4 plus armour. I failed both, and disgustingly resilient. Failed both, so he's down to 2.
And then the librarian goes next.
Yep.
Yeah, he has 5 attacks, hitting on 3s, rolling 1s. They all hit. Wounding on 4s because we're strength 5. Only 2.
They're minus 3, so 6 plus. Nope, so 2d3 damage.
The damage is 4.
And he dies. So he dies, and that's another victory point. So now 4 victory points to 0. And then he consolidates over there. He was closer to the Poxwalkers, so he's moving that way.
Standard picks, so I'll pick the bikes.
Yep.
They have 6 attacks.
Yep.
Hitting on 3s. 4 hits. Wounding on 4s still, for the psychic powers. 3 wounds.
And you kill only one of them. Green coat man at the back.
Yep.
Then I get to go. The Poxwalkers have piled in. They will all get to attack now. So 42 attacks. I'll do 3 batches of 14. I'll drop that one. So hitting on 4s still. Yep, 7 from the first lot. I'll roll these for wounds as well. So these ones will be running on 5s. Oh, that's 4 from that first lot. Second batch of hits on 4s again. Only 5 this time. 5s again. 1 more, so that's 5 so far. And the last one. 5 hits again. On 5s. 2 more. So
7 3+ armor saves. I failed 4.
Wounded man will die.
The wounded man will die. We'll lose the regular bike and put a wound on Sarge.
So, unfortunately, I don't get any more Poxwalkers back because they're not infantry models. Apparently, they can't drag them off their bikes and turn them into Poxwalkers. It's just not possible. And they will consolidate like that. That'll be it for Space Marines turn 4. On to Death Guard turn 5. My turn's going to be pretty simple. Typhus has moved here. He's within 6 inches of the intercessors to shoot the destroyer hive at them, and they're close to the smite. And then the Poxwalkers are just going to stay with the bikes over there. On to the Psychic phase, we're going to try and cast Miasma of Pestilence on the Poxwalkers. They're just about within range. So this goes off on a 6. Just. Sorry, if I said Miasma, I meant Putrescent Vitality, but it still goes off on a 6.
So I am within 12, so I'll try and deny that, so I need to roll a 6.
Yeah.
I got it.
And then I'll just try and do Smite, and it will hit the Intercessors that goes off. An 11.
Smite.
Big Smite. D6 mortal wounds for 4. Well, yeah, I'll definitely take that.
So 2.
So Wounded Man dies. And another one.
No one there.
That one, and then presumably
The regular one.
But of course, he's now out of range for the Destroyer Hive, so I can't shoot at the Intercessors anymore, which is a shame because I might have gone down with that, but never mind. And then in the charge phase, he'll charge the Captain and the Intercessors and the Librarian as well, actually.
So the Intercessors have 4 bolt rifle shots, hitting on 6s. And there's a hit. Winning on 5. We did.
-1. Oh, fail save. Disgusting resilient. Oh, he's alright.
And the Captain with his plasma pistol.
And his bolt pistol if you want.
Oh, he's got a bolt pistol as well.
Yeah, he has 2 pistols.
Yeah.
That is a thing.
Yeah, I'm not going to overcharge a plasma pistol. So plasma pistol misses. Bolt pistol. Rerolling 1s. Nope.
Okay.
And the Librarian misses.
Okay. So we'll see what we roll. We need a 6 to get into the Intercessors, or we'll see what happens. All 5. I need to reroll that, so we'll use the last command point. Reroll this 1. 4. So he can probably get where I want him. So he's moved to there, but you're sensibly going to heroically intervene.
Yep, so you can't pile into the Librarian.
Yeah, keeps the Librarian alive. So yeah, we just realised that his Warlord Aura goes off at the start of the fight phase, which means in the previous turn, the Captain would not have been within 3 inches when it went off. So he actually regains his wound, so he's back at his full 6. Now it goes off again, so the Captain will take a mortal wound on a 4+. He does.
Oh, look, he did.
So he's at 4 or 5. And it's not going to make any difference, really, because Typhus's weapon is 3 damage, but we like to get it right. So he'll attack the Captain, obviously. 4 attacks on 2s. That's a 1, but there's a Death of the False Emperor, which gets another hit. So 4 hits, wounding on 3s, rerolling 1s. 3 wounds.
4+ invulnerable saves. Need to make 2 of them to live. Oh, I didn't make any. You get 9, 6+
to survive.
Resilience.
Yeah.
Need to make 5 of these.
A couple of 6s, but
if I was a Death Guard player, you would be supremely annoyed at that one.
I would, yeah.
Yeah. So Captain dies.
Yes.
And that gets you 2 victory points.
It does, for killing him and slay the Warlord. And I will consolidate towards the Librarian, but not within an inch.
Yeah.
So that is 2 to 4 now, in favour of the Space Marines, for victory points. Then all the Poxwalkers get to attack again, so we're going to do the same as before. 3 batches of 14. 4s. Roll the wound on 5s. Only 2s. Next batch on 4s. Wounding on 5s. 3 more. And 4s again on the final lot. So 7 from the final lot, wounding on 5s. Another 4.
9 3+ armor saves.
That's
Failed 4.
the attack bike is left on 1 wound.
Yep.
And consolidating like that towards the poor attack bike, but it does get to hit back.
It's got 2 attacks, hitting on 3s. 1 hit, wounded on 3, wounded.
And 5+. Yeah, killed 1. Take away that one. And the Poxwalkers are back down to 20, their original unit size.
Yeah.
But that's it for Death Guard turn 5. So yeah, on to Space Marines turn 5.
So my turn, the attack bike is going to fall back. It's 14 inches.
Deny me that victory point for killing it, probably.
And the Librarian is going to advance.
Yeah, right way.
5 is good enough for me.
That should be enough.
So the Librarian will end up there after his advance.
Yep. And the Intercessors will
They're going to stay where they are, yeah.
Might as well.
So the Psychic phase, the Librarian will try and do Might of Heroes himself. Gets it with a 6.
I'll try and stop it because so I need a 7. No, so it goes off.
Stop there, don't want to risk taking mortal wounds, and Psychic Scourge or Smite's only going to kill a few. So.
Well, you kill some Poxwalkers, but you're not going to wipe them out this game, so there's probably no point risking. So on to the shooting phase.
Yep, I'll do the attack bike. So we got the twin bolt gun, hitting on 4s. Well, they both hit. Wounding on 3s. Oh, 2 wounds.
Yeah, because they don't have Putrescent Vitality up and 2 die. Oh,
hey.
There you go. Just take a couple off the back. Doesn't really matter.
And Heavy Bolter, 3 shots hitting on 5s. 1 hit. Also wins on 3. It does.
Oh, that might have made that one.
So only those 2 Intercessors are going to shoot at the Poxwalkers as well.
Yeah, they're in range.
Because we might kill them.
Yeah, might as well.
2 shots hitting on 3s, rolling 1s. Both hit. Wounding on 3s. Both wound.
Yep. No, I know one did.
That'll be the end of my turn.
No fight phase. So we're on to Death Guard turn 6 in the final battle round. So the only way I can win this game is to get 3 victory points, and then I wouldn't get any more, lose any more, which means the Poxwalkers have to get into the deployment zone. This bike has to die, and the Librarian has to die. I can probably achieve that because Typhus has moved up here, but he's a long charge to the Librarian, but the closest visible enemy is the attack bike for Smite, and then hopefully the Poxwalkers can get Linebreaker. So the Poxwalkers have moved up there 4, but to get Linebreaker they need to advance, and they actually need to make a 5-inch charge to achieve 5-inch advance to achieve this. But that's a much better chance than I have of getting a 10-inch charge or whatever it be to get to this attack bike. So we go for a 5. Nah, it's a 4. So I can't get Linebreaker, but I can still get the draw if I kill both of your guys. So I'll go for the draw. So then we're in the psychic phase. Typhus needs to smite that attack bike. All on a 5. Ooh, an 11.
Oh, well, I'm going to have to try and deny that.
Yeah, you need a double 6.
Nope.
No, so D6 mortal wounds, where's it got 1. So
the
it
bike
dies.
dies, so 3.
That's a victory point. And well, he'll cast Miasma of Pestilence on himself as well, just in case. And 9, yeah, so that goes off. And then he just needs to make his charge. So he just needs to roll some numbers that the Librarian can't see him. So big numbers. 7, probably not. So there we go. That is how it works. So once he moves out from this position, that's 4.5-inch charge to there. So that's how far out he is getting into the Librarian.
It's close. He's breathing down his neck.
Yeah, he is, but it's not going to make it. So Typhus stays where he is, and it's a Space Marine victory. 4-3.
I mean, on my turn, the Librarian will advance.
Yeah, he doesn't need to roll anything to get into the deployment zone.
Yeah, he rolled a 6, so you can get into the Death Guard deployment zone. So I'll go Linebreaker.
Yeah, and then you can't kill anything else, but that will be Space Marine victory, 5-3 in game 1. So we'll go on to our second 25 power game for you now. Here's our next 25 power Space Marine army. We're being led by the second of our new captains. This is the Captain in Cataphractii armour. So he comes in at 8 power. Then we've got the Primaris Chaplain, who is 6 power. 3 Aggressors, who are also 6 power. And 5 Reavers, who are 5 power in total.
Yeah, so the captain again is my warlord. I'm going to give him the Imperium's Sword trait. So lets him reroll charges and gets an extra +1 attack if he makes a charge.
Yeah, so obviously if you haven't noticed, the theme of this army is kind of melee power, so see how that does. And here are the Death Guard they'll be facing, so we've got another 25 power. Now, if you don't think there's many models, then you'd be right. We've got the Biologist Putrefier at the front. He's 4 power. Then we've got 5 Plague Marines. They are 7 power for 5, and effectively, regardless of what weapons you take, they still cost the same amount of power. So we've got 2 Blight Launchers and the Champion without the Plasma Gun. And then we've also got the Tainted Cohort, so they are 14 power for 3 models, which is a bit steep, but again, that's what their datasheet says. And the Warlord obviously will be the Biologist Putrefier. He'll have the Arch-Contaminator Warlord trait to make my Plague weapons a little bit better. And here's our battlefield for the second game. We've subbed in the City board in place of the Spaceport board and moved the Mechanics one along, so I won't go over it, but just have a look over what we've got. And the bits of area terrain we'll have, well, essentially the bits that are marked on the map, so there, and then over there as well, enclosed by the ruins. So rolling off to see who deploys first. I've rolled a 2.
I got 1.
So I'll pick this end on the Mechanics end as my deployment zone, and then I get to deploy a unit first. We won't go show you the back and forth for that, we'll just deploy and then show you the finished positions after we've done it. So my deployment, we've got the Plague Marines and the Biologist Putrefier there, and the Tainted Cohort are in the Teleportarium. And on the Space Marine, 3 Aggressors, Chaplain, 3 Reavers, and Captain in the Teleportarium. So now we roll to decide who gets to choose go first. I've rolled a 5.
I got 3.
Well, in that case, I suppose I will go first. So it'll be under Death Guard, turn 1. So my turn, my units are going to advance, so I'll roll for the Plague Marines. They get to go an extra 6, wow, and the Putrefier an extra 5. So that puts the Plague Marines there and the Putrefier in there, and they're not in range to shoot. I'm not going to bring the Tainted Cohort down at the end of my movement phase, so yeah, we're straight on to Space Marines turn 1.
All of my units are going to advance. I'll start with the Aggressors, get to an extra 1. The Chaplain an extra 5, and the Reavers an extra 5. So yeah, we all advance. The Aggressors just move up their 1, and the Chaplain and the Reavers are going to move up into this ruin. So I am going to bring the captain this turn. I'm going to bring him in front of the Plague Marines, because I could bring him in at the back, so I would have Linebreaker technically, eventually. But if I killed any of the other Plague Marines, it would just make my charge harder. But it means he gets to shoot. I'll just fire the melt part of my combi melter.
Yes, you have the choice, but
He's got 1 shot hitting on a 2, he hits, wounding on a 3, 8 wounded.
it's -4 AP, so no armor save.
D6 damage. 1.
And ignoring it on a 5. Nope, so you do kill.
Yay.
One bolt guns, or one at the back, I suppose.
And then in the charge phase, the captain will declare a charge on the Plague Marines.
So Overwatch, we've got blight launchers on 6s. Nope. Champion has a bolt pistol and the Plague Marine has a bolt gun, so that'll be 3 shots in total. 1 hit, wounding on a 4. It did.
2+ armor save. Made it. And in charge, need a 9, but I can re-roll this because I have the Imperium sword.
Yep.
So I will re-roll that with the Imperium sword. So I can't use the command point re-roll to re-roll this. No, I've got 6 again.
That'll be it for your turn. So on to Death Guard, turn 2. So I moved the Plague Marines back normally, then decided I should advance back, rolled it, got a 2. So I'll just move them the extra 2. That and for 25, he gets an extra 3. So yes, that gig it back to there. And then at the end of my movement phase, I'll bring down the tainted cohort over here, facing the Reavers. So in the shooting phase, the blight launchers will shoot at the captain because he's the closest, and they advance, but we're Death Guard, so ignore that. So 4 shots hitting on 3s, 2 hits. Wounding on 3s, re-rolling 1s, 2 wounds.
Re-rolling everything.
Oh yeah, re-rolling everything because of the Warlord trait, but... Yeah.
3+ invulnerable save. Ugh. Yeah, I'm definitely going to re-roll one of those.
No, that's a 1.
Well...
So 2d3 damage, only for 3, so...
So he's down to 3.
Now the tainted cohort will shoot all their combi bolters at the Reavers. So we've got 8 shots hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s because of the ammo boxes. That's 6 hits, re-rolling 1s. Oh, 8 hits. Wounding on 4s. Oh, not bad, 5.
2+ armor saves though, because we're in cover.
That's 3 1s. So that's a Reaver and a half dead. Like so. And then in the charge phase, they will declare a charge on them.
Yeah, so we've got 4 pistols. On 6s. Oh, there's a hit. Didn't wound.
Nope, no charge distance needing a 9. No, that's a 3. I can't even re-roll any of those dice. So they're stuck there. So beyond to Space Marines, turn 2.
So yeah, the Reavers and the Chaplain have come out towards the Terminators, and the Captain has moved across, see if he can get back into the game, and the aggressors are going to advance. 1 again. And there we are, eventually. We'll get somewhere eventually.
Yeah.
It's onto the shooting phase. So the Reavers will shoot, will throw a shot grenade and fire 3 pistols at the Terminators.
Makes sense.
Shot grenade, D3 shots, 1, hitting on 3, it did. 3 pistols, hitting on 3s, 2 hits, wounding on 5s, nope. So the Chaplain is in range to throw a crack grenade at the Terminators, so he will. 1 shot hitting on 3, hit. But a hit, wounding on 3, you're wounded.
3+ save. Yeah.
And then the Captain will fire his combi melter at the Terminators as well. 1 shot hitting on 2, rolling 1s, wounded, hit, wounding on 3, wounded.
4+ vulnerable save. Nope.
D6 damage, 5.
5, discussing resilient. Yeah, you kill the Terminator. I will take the one closest to the Captain away.
Yeah, makes sense. That'll be it for my shooting onto the charge phase. I'll start with the Captain because there's no Overwatch from the thingamajigs.
Yep, so...
An 8.
Might be.
So the Captain will come in there like that. Then the Reavers will charge the Terminators.
Yep, 3. Yeah, that's it.
8's enough. Reavers finish their charge like that. And then the Chaplain can just about possibly reach in. With a 7 is probably enough to get to the one spot he can fit.
He slots in that, and he's just about within an inch.
I'll start with the Captain. So the Captain has 5 attacks because he charged. Hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s. Yeah, it's 4 hits, wounding on 3s because toughness 5 and strength 8. 3 wounds.
These are -4 AP, but 4+ vulnerable save, obviously. Failed all of them.
6 damage.
Well, two apiece. So the first one takes 1 wound. So the second one will be the same guy, and he dies. And then the last one takes a wound. So there's 1 Terminator left. So yep, I take that one, and Axeman is left on 1 wound.
Yep. So then the Reavers will go. Okay. So even though they're probably unengaged now, I can still pick them to fight.
Yeah, because they charged.
So they'll pile in. So these 2 will come around here. He'll stay where he is. The Reavers have 13 attacks. Hitting on 3s, you're rolling misses. Turns into 12 hits. Wounding on 5s. 4 wounds. Perfectly average.
2+ saves. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Chaplain piles in.
He has 4 attacks, hitting on 2s, rerolling misses. They will hit. Wounding on 4s because he's got +1 strength from his Crucius. 2 wounds.
They're only -1, I think. Yes,
Yeah,
so 3+. Oh, failed 1. 2. I'm going to re-roll that with a command point. Try and keep him alive. No, so 2. So 2 damage. Needs to make both. No, he's dead.
And that will be first blood and a victory point.
Once again, Space Marine are 2 victory points up. at the end of their turn. So we'll be on to Death Guard turn 3. So if the Space Marines are already on 2 victory points, they could actually just run away and keep my guns out of range, so I actually have to move up. Hiding in the corner is not going to work. So we've moved up our 5, and then we'll just shoot the aggressors with the blight launchers. So 4 shots with blight launchers, hitting on 3s. 3 hits. Wounding on 3s, rerolling everything thanks to the Warlord. Yeah, so reroll that 2. 3 wounds.
3 5+ armor saves. Made 1.
3 damage each. First one. 1. Yeah, and the second one kills him. So, yeah, we'll just kill one aggressor, I suppose.
That guy.
And then a single bolt gun shot, which hit. And didn't wound. That'll be it. On to Space Marines turn 3.
So the Reavers and the Chaplain are going to move up. I've moved up the Captain is 4, but I've decided I want to advance him because he won't be in range with his multi-melter, and his combi melter, sorry, and he's an assault weapon. So he gets to go halved, so down to 3.
Yeah, because he's got cataphact armor.
That's enough to get him in there, which should be enough to get him in range.
And the aggressors are going to advance.
2!
They're
getting better.
Twice as fast. So they make it to their not in flamer range yet, but they're coming. Yep.
So it's on to the shooting phase.
Yes.
I'll start with the Reavers. So we've got 4 pistols, hitting on 3s, you're rolling 1s because of the ammo boxes. Oh.
And all Captain.
And the Captain. 3 hits, wounding on 5s. Nope. The Chaplain with his whatever it is missed, and the Captain.
Well, the melter part is an assault weapon.
I'll use the melter part. So it's hitting on a 3, you're rolling 1s. I'll get it in the box this time. He missed.
Yeah.
And on to the charge phase.
Yes.
Reavers will charge the Plague Marines.
Okay.
We might as well charge the
Yeah, he doesn't have any extra shooting, so yeah, there's no reason why not. Yeah. Thingies, whatever they're called. No. The things I can't pronounce didn't hit.
The blight launchers missed.
Yeah, and then we've got a bolt pistol and the bolt gun on 6s. Nothing at all.
Charge. Need about an 8. What, 12?
Probably enough.
So yeah, they finish their charge like that.
Yep.
The Chaplain might as well charge as well.
May as well.
Maybe he'll get 12. No. Another 4.
I will heroically intervene a bit, but not into melee, because I can't get on top of this wall because I can't stand there. But I will move closer to you with my heroic intervention.
Right.
Just to run away a little bit more.
So yeah, Reavers with 13 attacks. Not going to spend a command point for Death to Traitors yet. So hitting on 3s. That's 10 hits.
You've got 5 6s. Should have spent a command point.
Wounding on 5s. 3.
Armor saves. Failed 1. Disgustingly resilient. Yes. And then they get hit back, pile in this way so that Bolterman can get his attack. And we'll do the Power Fist first, so 2 attacks on 4s, that's a hit. Wounds on 2, it did.
6+. Nope.
Sorry. Oh, there was Wounded Man, I forgot.
That one.
Should attack with the knives first. Oh well. 3 attacks from the knives then, on 3s. 1 hit. Wounding on a 4. Nope. That's it for the turn. So, yeah, on to Death Guard turn 4. So in movement phase, the Plague Marines have fallen back. The Balrog Putrefier has hopped over the pipe. Now he's gonna chuck a Hyper Blight Grenade at them, I think, because potentially he could do more damage if it rolled really well. So D6 shots. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna spend a command point to re-roll that because I don't have anything else to use them on at this point. 3 shots. Oh well, it's enough to kill them. Hitting on 3s, and 2 hits. Wounding on 4s because strength 4. All 2 wounds.
3+ armor saves.
Yeah, 2 damage though. Yeah. Kill one, but yeah, you're not going to let me do that.
Reroll that to try and save a Reaver, which I did.
He did, so didn't do anything. And he will charge them, I think.
Okay, we'll overwatch with a shock grenade. Now we'll overwatch with a crack grenade and 2 pistols. Crack grenade, misses. Pistols, miss.
He's in, yeah. And he has 3 attacks. Hitting on 3s. They did. Wounding on 4s. 2.
Everything.
Rerolling everything because he's got Plague Knife. 3 wounds.
3+ armor saves. Oh, 2 anyway.
No, okay.
So I'll kill a Reaver.
Yeah, actually that reminded us as well that the Plague Knife wound I got in... Oh, sorry, the Plague Knife attack I got in the previous fight phase rolled a 2 to wound, so re-rolling the wound, it didn't wound. 5? Oh, it did wound then.
3+.
Yes, fine. It worked out okay. And the Reavers are no longer within an inch because you killed that guy. Mm-hmm. Oh, but actually no, I'll consolidate it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get to attack.
Yep, so we've got 7 attacks. Hitting on 3s. 5 hits. Wounding on 5s. 2 wounds.
Armor saves. Failed 1. Disgustingly resilient. No, makes it as well.
Yeah, we'll consolidate for now. Just go around here.
So that'll be it for Death Guard turn 4 on to Space Marines turn 4.
So yeah, that's my movement. Everyone's just going to move up generally.
Yep, and Reavers stay in melee.
Yeah. So in the shooting phase, I'll start with the Reavers.
All right.
Got their 2 pistols, hitting on 3s, 1 hit, moving on a 5. You did.
Ooh, minus 1 AP, 4+. Nope, disgustingly resilient. Yes.
Yeah. And then all the shooting at them. Yeah, I'll do the captain first. Shoot with his Justice melter gun. So hitting on a 2, rolling 1s, it hit. Wounding on a 3, it wounded.
No armor save.
D6 damage, 4.
Dead. Port gun, dies.
Captain will shoot at them as well. 1 shot hitting on 3, rolling 1s, it hit. Wounding on a 4, it did.
Minus 1. Failed. 1 damage. No, he's alright.
46 flamer shots at from the aggressors.
Yes.
So we've got 15 hits. 15 hits, wounding on 5s. Ooh, I think it's average.
It is. 3+. Ugh.
That's not average.
That is not average. 5+. Ugh.
Oh.
They all die. That kills them all. I should have re-rolled an armor save. I think it's going to not matter that much at this point.
And then
let's be
I
honest.
get another victory point.
Yep, dead Plague Marines.
Then in the charge phase, I'll do the captain first. He needs a 9. Just might as well re-roll it.
Re-roll the whole thing, yeah.
Oh, he's in.
He's definitely in.
And the chaplain will charge as well, just to fit round. An 8.
Yeah, so he just fits in there. That is less than an inch. Might not look it, but it is.
It is on the very
cusp.
And the aggressors are just going to stand there because they definitely can't fit in now.
No.
Start with the captain, I suppose.
Might as well.
He has 5 attacks, hitting on 3s, rolling 1s. 4 hits, wounding on 3s.
2.
I'll take 2.
Yeah, it's they go straight through, no armor save, so 4 damage. So disgusting resilient. Well, we made 2, so he's down to 2 wounds.
And then the chaplain has 4 attacks, hitting on 3s, rolling everything. 2s, re-rolling everything.
Bloody
Will hit. Now roll all of those again, please. So 4s to wound, just 1.
Minus 1 armor. So I made it.
And the Reavers, 7 attacks, hitting on 3s, rolling everything. Not going to use Death of the Traitors. 7 hits, wounding on 5s. Just 1, come on.
Armor save. Last command point. He's alive.
There we go.
And he gets to hit back. He'll try and hit the Reavers. Won't be able to take them out. 2 hits. Wounding on 4s, rolling everything. 2 wounds.
3 plus.
Oh, there's a wound.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take that wound on the Reaver. So regular Reaver takes a wound.
So that's it for Space Marines turn 4. Would be on to Death Guard turn 5, but I'm just going to concede at this point because no way a 2 wound Biologos Putrefier is going to kill. Well, I'm 3 victory points down, and he's my Warlord, so he's going to die, and he can't kill these guys. So yeah, we'll concede that, so that will be a Space Marine victory. At least 3 victory points to 0, most likely. So that's it for part 1 of this mission. We will recap these 2 games for you now, and then there'll be another 2 games in the second video, which there'll be a link to above or in the description. So that was part 1 of issue 65 of Warhammer 40,000 Conquest. Yeah, how do you think those games went?
I think I was quite lucky to win the first one.
Maybe, yeah.
I think I did much better in the second one than I expected.
Well, actually, let's talk about the second one in a minute, because we can talk about power and stuff when we're talking about that. But the first game, obviously, was I went for a deliberate tactic, which was Typhus and the Poxwalkers. Managed to play the Dead Walk again, and have a huge unit of Poxwalkers that went above its starting size. And it almost worked. There were a couple of things that had gone slightly different for me, then I probably would have won that game.
Yeah, I think I played pretty badly, because I did end up killing that small unit of Poxwalkers, but you ended up getting most of those Poxwalkers back when I killed the cultists. And I did get first blood for killing the cultists, which probably what tipped me over the edge at the end.
Well, that's it. I managed to turn most of those cultists into Poxwalkers, which was fun, but in hindsight it did actually give you first blood and victory points, so I was always 2 down. So, although it was interesting, and we got to see the Dead Walk again work spectacularly, it probably wasn't actually the best thing. But I was impressed what Poxwalkers could do against the bikes. When they're hitting on 4s for having loads of them with lots of attacks, and the strength actually didn't matter because bikes toughness 5 anyway. But there were also a lot of wounds that didn't go through because of the toughness bonus that Typhus gives in the earlier turns with the shooting as well. So that was really handy.
And with Picos and Vitality as well.
Well, I didn't have any shooting to speak of, so the tactic with Typhus and the Poxwalkers works best if you have something at the back, like some Plague Marines that has some shooting.
You need something at the back to suppress the shooting.
Because then you have a choice of either shooting a huge load of Poxwalkers coming straight at you, or the people at the back who are shooting you back.
Yeah, even though I really didn't actually have that many models, I was still able to whittle down your smaller unit.
So, it was 25 power worth of stuff, and 25 power does get you a lot of Poxwalkers, but not a great deal else. I could have dropped to the Noxious Blightbringer and Cultists and taken a unit of Plague Marines, for example.
That probably would have been more effective. They would have been harder to get rid of. So yeah, when we just made 4 25 power armies. We did kind of pair them off each one, so they wouldn't be a total steamroll. Like if I didn't have the librarian in this one, and Typhus could run around unopposed, I think you would have won quite easily.
Yeah, because in making our different army, we didn't go with we're going to try to choose them with powerful units every time.
Yeah, we're trying to show off a variety of units so you can fit into a 25 power army. I guess some of them had a bit of a theme going on. Whether or not the army will actually be any good at the end, it's up to you to see how it plays out.
Yeah. Which brings us on to the second game.
Yeah.
Because my army was quite deliberately constructed in that one to use the Tainted Cohort, who are 14 power. You know, I mean, if you looked at that Death Guard army and thought, well, this is rubbish. Well, yes, it was, and that was a point, really.
Yeah, so I mean, the game itself went pretty badly for me at the beginning. I whiffed the charge and then got shot at. Probably the only mistake possibly you made was putting the Tainted Cohort within range for me to charge them.
Yes, definitely. I think by putting the Tainted Cohort down, what I gave you was firstly a chance to kill the Tainted Cohort
and extra movement.
So suddenly you were much closer. What I should have done is actually kept them off the board for some time, just shot you, and you basically would have had to just come to the Plague Marine, so I should have just shot you. I thought about dropping them behind your lines for line breaker, but that'd be a very expensive line breaker, and you would just ignore them and run after the Plague Marines and get more victory points that way. So
I suppose we can talk about power in general as we to go on to Space Marine power levels in a bit, but the Tainted Cohort stands out as a completely overpriced unit because the power value 14 is for a squad of 5 Terminators.
Yeah, if you look at the Codex Death Guard, so it's like when we first got the Inceptors, the data sheet for the Inceptors said this unit consists of 1 Inceptor and they include a Sergeant and another Inceptor. But on the data sheet it still said 10 power for a single Inceptor.
Because the data sheets in the magazine are very slightly different, so you could technically take a unit of Inceptors with just 1 man for 10 power.
Yeah, and it's designed to allow you to use the units you get in the magazine, so it's deliberate, but you feel like the power
rating wouldn't ever do that.
Yeah.
I mean, if you wanted to balance the Tainted Cohort, probably drop them down to sort of power 8 or 9 maybe.
Yeah, so it's 3 out of 5 men essentially, so yeah.
And presumably the power value actually takes into account all the war gear options Terminators can get, which these guys don't have.
Yeah, you can give, for a start, you can give the guy with the Plague Spear, you can give him a melee
he should actually have a weapon by default, and you can give them like combi melters and things, which are much better guns. And they have a unit champion as well, whereas those 3 are
they're
regular
dudes.
So power as a way of building an army, balancing armies. I mean, the first game it worked out quite well. Power does not take into account different war gear options. So a land speeder with a default just a heavy bolter costs exactly the same as a land speeder with a multi-milligram missile launcher.
Yeah.
Whereas if we were using points, there would be the anti-tank land speeder costs probably about twice as much points. And that works kind of fine with really quite a lot of the units. A lot of the units we have with the magazine don't actually have that many war gear options.
No, so the Death Guard in that respect have more things. And Plague Marines, for example, so I deliberately didn't shake the champion with a plasma gun because obviously if I'd taken the plasma gun it would have been much more effective.
Yeah.
But he doesn't cost any more power to do that. So
and another thing is that sometimes units can cost the same amount of power, but we just so if you had the Foul Blight Spawn instead of the Barlog's Putrefied, they cost the same power. You could argue the Foul Blight Spawn would have made that into a totally different game.
Yeah, because if I'd had the Foul Blight Spawn, you wouldn't have wanted to get anywhere near him. Whereas the Barlog of Putrefied is, he killed the Weaver, but he's otherwise basically useless. We assume from now on that in the magazine most of the missions will get us to pick our own armies, and that discourages me from ever using the Tainted Cohort because they're overpowered by about 40%, 50%.
Too expensive.
Yeah,
and it's easily the most overpriced unit in the magazine.
Yeah. Speaking of which,
yes. So the Space Marines, we were using the power values in the magazine, which are from the old codex, as we've said multiple times before. We aren't using the new codex rules because we're pretending it doesn't exist because the magazine hasn't told us about it. So pretty much all of the Space Marine units except for Intercessors and Hellblasters are probably 20 to 30% more expensive in the magazine for power than they should be. So Inceptors are 10 power for 3. In the new codex they're 7 power for 3. The same with the Dreadnought, that goes from 10 to 7. I think the Terminator Captain goes down to 6 power from 8. The Librarian goes down to 5. The Land Speeder goes down to 4, so there's a lot of price reductions.
And in the first army you took, the price reduction would have only saved you 2 power, so it would have been 23, but the second one would have saved you 6. So that army you saw in the second list, we matched it up against those Death Guard because actually in the new codex that would only be worth 19 power rather than 25, because they're just not as effective as the power values that the old codex had.
And they also got a lot of good new rules of the codex. They are better and it went down in price.
Yes.
Now we'll talk about the 2 new captains. So these guys are actually from an old box set called Betrayal at Calth, which is set in the Horus Heresy. days. The captain with the power model was originally a chaplain model, but that set is long since out of print, unfortunately. But you can buy these two characters. Incidentally, this issue is actually fairly good value for money because you can only buy these two together and they're £30. I mean, it's a bit of an odd choice because it fits with the narrative of the magazine. It doesn't really fit with the whole Primaris aesthetic with the rest of the models. But
yeah, I mean, we did think maybe they would give us these and it'd be a kind of an advert for the Horus Heresy range that Forge World does. But no mention of that in the magazine. No. So yeah,
they were just running out of ideas towards the end. But I mean, the Power Maul captain, you probably wouldn't take a Power Maul captain normally. You'd probably give him a Thunderhammer, which is much better. But against Death Guard, he'll do all right because he gets +2 strength from the Power Maul, wounding on 3s. It's not bad.
Given that we're going to be using the power values from the magazine most likely in the future
episodes, cheap as well.
He's cheaper than the Primaris captain in power. So if all you want is that rerolling ones to hit bubble, he's actually your cheapest captain option. And I mean, yeah, his war gear isn't the best he could take, but it's not the worst either. I mean, if you were playing with in a points-based game and you wanted your captain's reroll hit bubble, then you just take a captain with a bolt pistol, chainsaw, or whatever his default equipment is, because it doesn't cost anything. But in this case, you kind of get a free plasma pistol with a power. So,
and the Terminator captain, I mean, his 3+ invulnerable save does make him quite durable, and he has the same number of wounds as the Primaris captains.
And his melee weapon proves quite effective, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I think the extra -1 AP, I guess it's more consistent damage.
Oh, compared to a power fist, yeah.
Oh, the main thing is that he's a lot slower.
Yeah, we did see that.
But he can teleport.
He suffers from the same problem as Lords of Contagion.
And he has a decent gun as well with the combi melter.
Yeah, the combi melter is your third anti-tank weapon.
Third high strength, high AP, high damage weapon.
So we'll end the recap for this video here, I think, but as I said before, there will be a second part of this, link below. But yeah, with this video, if you liked it, leave a like, leave comments about your thoughts about power and whatever else you want to say, and subscribe to the channel as well. We've been the Tabletop Donkeys, and we will very literally see you in the next video.
Bye for now.